Are you making money in sales and you feel tired or burnt out all the time? Maybe you're pushing and pushing and hustling. You're like, why can I not hit the next level? On this podcast today, I'm going to break this down for you in 3 different aspects as to why you haven't been able to hit the level that you wanted to hit yet, how you have capped yourself and your income, and show you what you can do, some easy little things that you can do so that we can make those changes and allow you to start making the money that you deserve to make. I'll see you inside. Hey, beautiful. Welcome to an amazing episode of our podcast, Living Boldly Podcast.
This is your weekly big sister advice on mastering influence, embracing your femininity, and handling any challenge that life throws your way.
If you're a high performer woman in sales right now and you're at a place where you're capped, you feel like, hey, I'm making 10 grand a month, 15 grand a month, 20 grand a month, 25 grand a month, and I can't pass that number. What is going on with me? I'm going to show you today what is happening and how to get past that. I remember having those moments and feeling like, man, like I'm doing so much. I'm working harder, and like nothing would move the needle. And it's because no one really showed me what I was doing that was costing me money. In addition to that, maybe you're using some old school techniques that don't really work anymore. Maybe you have been doing something in a way where you're just pushing harder, and you're playing the bloody numbers game that doesn't really work out. Or maybe you don't really know how to regulate yourself. And so you're coming onto these calls feeling stressed out and your prospects can feel it. So there's a few little tactics I'm going to show you today to actually help you so that we can bump this number up so you're not stuck at it every single month. And the first thing that we have to do is have a reality check. Okay. Your commission check on what you're making in your bank account is a direct reflection of your skill level. This is really important. And it's important for us to figure out what skills that maybe you can develop in the next 30 days to 60 days to actually help increase conversions so you're not working so damn hard. Yes. So let's look at the numbers here for yourself. If you want to pull out a notebook or something, we can kind of write it out together. The way that this works, and again, this is going to be dependent on your industry. So if you're in B2B sales and you're working on trying to hit quota, it's going to be a little bit different than high ticket sales, a little bit different than insurance, yada, yada. But what's important is that you understand how each type of sale makes you more money and to figure out how much that actually is worth. Yes. So if I was to make a sale, how much would that be for me? And if you're in a place where like you're making mostly salary, I just want you to give it a figurative number in your mind, an imaginary number, just so that you can increase your skill set so that you can actually get higher at a bigger position or something that will pay you more in salary. So this is important just so you can evaluate yourself. Let's say on a week, how many sales calls are you actually getting? You know, whether like you're putting them on your calendar or whether you're going out and acquiring new business. If you're in some type of real estate sale and it might be a little different, a longer sales cycle, instead of a week, maybe do a month. This is just important. You're just trying to get data for yourself. Data is important. Understanding the numbers is important. So let's say in this week, I have, 5 calls a day. So I have 20 calls in a week. Yes? Now, in order for us to get the most accurate number here, we have to be completely 100% responsible for every single person we have a conversation with. I don't want you to disqualify anyone if they have no money. All my high ticket people are like, what are you talking about? No. Like, they're not qualified. They didn't have cash. No, they're not talking about that. Oh, but Kayla, these people didn't show up on my calendar. No. We're going to take responsibility for all of them because there's something that you can do to pre-qualify people before they're on your calendar. Even as a salesperson, you can call somebody or you can message them and pre-qualify them. Also, there's a way for me to be able to make more people show up on my calendar. There's processes to be able to do that. So we're going to take responsibility for everyone. Okay. Every single person that bought from you, we're going to subtract it from that number. So out of 20 people, let's say that 5 people buy. Yes? So now we have 15 people. And we have to ask ourselves, what is it that we did? Or what is it that we said? Or what is it that we didn't ask? Or what objection could I not solve that caused these people not to buy from me, even though they had problems that I could help them solve? This is the responsibility piece. This is where we figure it out because that's where your money is sitting. It's right there. It's in the 15 people pile. Could you imagine if this was actually tangible in front of you? Let's say, just for, argument's sake, we're just going to give this a really low number. Let's say that each sale was worth $200. Okay. So let me have to get my calculator out. You can get your calculator out too, but let's just say that each sale is worth $200. So over here, my 5 sales. So 5 times 200. Okay, that's $1,000 over here. And then right here, 15 people times 200. That's $3,000 right here. So I made 1,000 when I could have made 4. There's $3,000 here. Now, you're not going to close 100% of people. Like, that would be ridiculous to think that. There's different situations. Just so you know, top 1% salespeople can close 60%, 70%. My girls on my team are closing 60, 70%, like crazy. So we want to make sure, and our clients are closing that as well. We want to make sure that we can increase your sales percentage, your closing percentage. The closing rate for most salespeople industry-wide are 20 to 25%. That's horrific. I want it to be at least a minimum of 40%, including no-shows and including people that are unqualified in your mind. Like, that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that these people are actually buying from you. So if we look at the pile on the left side, the 15 people, we have to figure out what skill set was missing in order to increase conversions. If this was actually tangible, I want you to imagine there's a stack of cash on your left side and a stack of cash on your right side. The right side is what you're being paid. The left side is what you are paying a lack of knowledge for. So the lack of knowledge, the lack of know-how, the lack of skills is what your expenses are right here on the left side. Because if you had the knowledge, if you had the skills, those would be going to the right side. You're picking up what I'm putting down? We're all here? Yes. So we want to figure out how much money you're losing every single month. And the way to do this is not to be like, oh, I would close all 15 people. Like, no. If we were to think like, what are the 2 skills that if I had, I would be able to close some more people here? And think about how many more people I'd be able to get to buy from me. So what 2 skills are you missing? Is it maybe probably the best skill that you could have is objection prevention, meaning that you understand how to pick up on patterns in your prospect's brain throughout the call that would cause them not to buy. So like, let's say they're having a conversation with somebody and they're talking about, oh, I've been on 4 different quotes this week and I'm trying to figure out something. I'm like, okay, this person has a pattern of indecision. Why is it that they haven't chosen somebody yet? What lie are they believing? What story are they believing about having to go talk to 5 different people to make a decision? That's complete bullshit. So it's my responsibility as a salesperson to be able to like navigate that limiting belief, that fear, that story in their mind, and to get them to pick a new perspective and to see it differently so they realize that them doing that is actually costing them something. Objection prevention. One of the best skills that you can possibly have is learning how to navigate this in a sales conversation. And part of being a woman that's really cool is that you intuitively can pick up on this stuff. Just if you don't have the skills and the knowledge to be able to uncover that objection in order for the prospect to realize that it's a story, that's what's costing you money. Okay. Another skill that you could have is your tonality, how you say things, the way that you say things, your body language. Even if you're on the phone, your body language is important because your body language is going to change the tonality in your voice. There's different things that I can do inside of a call, pausing, cadence, right? I can be able to change my inflection. There's different things that I can do in order to get somebody in a more of a heightened emotional state, which I want somebody in a heightened emotional state because that's how they make decisions. People make decisions through emotion, not logic. And most sales training is taught and told to go logically. Hey, let me pitch you this idea. Let me show you how amazing it is. Here's the features. Here's the benefits, la, 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 la. And that doesn't work scientifically. Scientifically, you showing them all this stuff doesn't make them feel emotionally connected to want to purchase from you. That's not how it works. We have to ask them questions in order for them to feel like there is a problem there and that they want to solve it, unless they're a lay down. That's very different. Yes. So if we were to look at our numbers right now and we were asking ourselves a question, what are the 2 skills that I would need to master in order for me to be able to take some of the left stack money and put it on the right stack? And I know that I'm doing this on camera, so it might look opposite for you, but just bear with me here. What are the 2 skills? Write those down for you so that you can figure out what those are. And then if I had these skills, how many more people realistically do I feel like I'd be able to help? Do I feel like I can get them to buy from me and I can be able to solve their problem? How many of these people? Is it 1 sale? Is it 2? Is it 3? So let's say, for example, like we're like, hey, I feel like I could sell probably 3 more of those people every single week.
Hey, beautiful. Just want to take one little second of your time to interrupt this podcast. First of all, I just want to honor you for showing up for yourself. Like, thank you so much for watching and for listening. Like, you have no idea how much it means to me. If you can just take just 1 second of your time, a little favor, and please hit the subscribe button. Please leave a review, comment on this, and share it to another woman that you know. We as women get to really stand and honor each other. And we do that by lighting fires at others' hearts. Sometimes a woman just needs to know that you believe in her and that she's capable. So please send this to her. I appreciate you. Thank you for taking that out of your time and doing that for us. You have no idea how much it helps and how much it helps us bring a really amazing guest on this show and get it out to more and more people. So thank you again. I will see you back in the show.
So if I sold 3 more people, that's an extra $2,400 a month. That is how much you're paying your lack of knowledge, your lack of skills. So instead of making $4,000 a month, I could have made $2,400 extra, which is I could have made $6,400. Let's say I was already making $10,000 and I want to be making more, and I'm looking at my side right here. I'm like, how much more money could I be bringing over here with the right skill set? And that's how we're doing the math here. We want to make sure that you are learning and doubling down on the skills that are actually going to help you get across the line. Every single person that says no from you, every single person that doesn't buy from you, that is your responsibility to fix. Yes? Okay, so now we have the skills, and now we're going to figure out right now how much this has cost you over the past year. So you're going to take your number, right? Mine was low numbers. We had an extra $2,400, and we're going to multiply that times the past 6 months or the past year. So let's just say for the past year, if I worked at this job for a year. So 2,400 times 12. Okay, so that's $28,000, $28,800. That is how much I paid life this year for my lack of knowledge. Kind of sucks when you break it down like that. But in order for us to have a breakthrough in our life, we have to have some type of breakdown. So if you're realizing right now, like, hey, I've left a lot of money on the table, it kind of sucks. The best news is that we can change it right now, and we can acquire the right skill set so that we don't keep leaving the money on the table. So there's 3 aspects on this. Number 1, it's the skill set, the knowledge to be able to understand how to do this, to be able to actually be trained every day. Sales isn't something that you do one time. That's not how it works. It's kind of like going to the gym to be healthy. If you're a champion, you are going to the gym with a very rigorous workout. You're working with some type of trainer to help you get to the next level. You have a very specific diet plan. Like, every single thing is about training for the playoffs or championships or whatever you're doing. It is a daily practice. It's your identity. It's who you are. It's not something that you do one time. In order for you to be a champion, in order for you to be healthy, you don't go to the gym one time. That's not how it works. That's not how sales works either. It is a continuous practice every day. It's an identity of you committing to transformation, you committing to mastering the skill set. You do it every day. You practice every day. You learn, you're developing yourself every single day. That's why the 1% are completely different than the 99% of people. They are committed. And part of being committed is having this beautiful thing called hunger. And if you don't have hunger right now, that's why you're at where you're at. You keep sitting there and hoping and praying that one day it will change. Everything will change when you change. You have to be willing to do something about this. So there's 3 things here. Number 1 is your skill set. Number 2 is understanding your biology as a woman, your wiring. Like, you are not on a 24-hour cycle like a guy is. A guy has testosterone that changes and every 24 hours they have a new fresh dose of testosterone. Women are on a 28-day cycle. We go through different phases and our energy is different. We have more estrogen on our follicular and our ovulation phases, and we have more progesterone on our luteal and our menstrual cycle. During more progesterone phases, we should be doing more detail-oriented tasks. That's when you should be doing a lot more follow-up and pipeline organization and different things like that, because you actually do that better. You can be more detail-oriented, more task-oriented during that time. You don't stop selling, but you can have a change in focus. During your follicular and your ovulation phases, you are actually at a place where you have a lot more energy to do big presentations, to go networking, to go out, to create things, and you working with the way that your body works will allow you to do this in a more powerful way than you trying to keep pushing and pushing and pushing every day like the way the guys are, and you're wondering why it's not working. And we have a podcast on that and how to work with your body and how to work with your biology that I'll put on here that you can get access to. The point is that you really want to make sure that you are being responsible and showing up in the most powerful way. And then step 3 is you regulating your nervous system. When you have a regulated nervous system in a sales conversation, you are a lot more creative. You can pick up on things that you didn't notice before. You have the ability to be able to see hidden objections. You have the ability to be able to relate to your person a lot more, the ability to connect with them a lot more, a lot deeper. And it's not just saying the surface level. Biologically, you connect with them a lot deeper. It's really cool the way that our brain works. When you are in fight or flight, you can't do that. If you're stressed out before a call, if you're overwhelmed from the day, it's going to be very difficult for you to be completely present in a sales conversation, to be able to figure out what patterns this person has that doesn't really serve them. And if you're like, what the hell are you talking about patterns? It's probably because the way that you've been taught how to sell is all old school. Ask a few basic questions, go into some type of presentation, hope that whatever you say gets this person to buy. That's not sales. That is hoping and praying that whatever you say works out. And it's a recipe for disaster. Learning how to sell is understanding how to be a practical psychologist, how to communicate with somebody and understand their wants and needs. The best way to influence anybody is to be able to put yourself in your prospect's shoes, to understand their desires, their fears, their wants, their needs, and be so enrolled with who they are, but not buying into their story as to why they can't do something, not buying into any of their limiting beliefs. That's how I influence somebody. And if I'm that deeply present with somebody to understand what's going on, I have to make sure that I'm present with myself, which means being regulated before calls. That can even be you going on a 5-minute walk to lower your cortisol so that you can be more present. This could be you doing some type of tapping, some type of breath work, something for you to be really present with this person. And the only way that you can do that is being responsible enough to be willing to do whatever it takes to lower your cortisol down so that you can do that. But those are the 3 things that you need to do in order for you to stop being capped at $10K a month or $20K a month. We have to make sure you develop the skill set. What 2 things could you be mastering right now that's going to allow you to not lose so many sales? If you get the same objection over and over and over again, you're the common denominator. Either for some reason you believe on a subconscious level in that objection. Somebody's saying I don't have the time, and for some reason you believe that you understand that in some way because you are the objection that you give, or you haven't taken responsibility to try to learn how to overcome that objection, and therefore you get it all the time. When I was in sales, I would get an objection, I would go home and I would practice that objection handling 20, 30 times that night. So I made sure I did not get it again the next day. It's your responsibility as sales. It's your responsibility as a salesperson to make sure that you're doing that. The step 2 is understanding your biology. Start working with your cycle, working with your brain, understanding how you're different as a woman. This is so powerful because if you're trying to run with one of the boys and you're getting frustrated, it's because you're not wired the same. And then step 3 is that you are responsible enough to regulate your nervous system so that you can be really powerful and really present with somebody else. I cannot lead somebody else into making a new decision if I am unwilling to lead myself. Everything that you want is on the other side of change. If you're not where you want to be right now, it's because you're not willing yet to do what is necessary to become the woman that can achieve and attract everything that she wants in her life. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because it's true. If I, a pregnant teenager, and starting to work at IHOP, am now where I am right now, why can't you? There's no reason as to why you can't figure this out. You just need to have the right mentorship and the person that's pouring into you to be able to get you to the next step in your life. And if you really feel like, oh my gosh, I want to change, the next step is for you to take some massive action to get there. Take massive action. What would a person that actually makes 50 grand a month, 100 grand a month, what would she do? What actions does she take every day? Does she kind of hope and pray it works out? Or is she really committed to acquiring the right skill set? Is she committed to transforming the way that she behaves and the way that she shows up? Is she all in, or is she kind of half-assed? What does she do? How does she show up? And start becoming her. You're the only person that gets in your way. All the stories of why you can't or why you're not good enough are all bullshit. You absolutely can. And I believe in you. So figure it out. If my team and I can help you in any way, book on a call with my team. See if we can help you and figure out like what's going on and give you some type of an assessment call so we can figure out what's going on in your sales process that's causing you to lose so many sales. What are you doing personally as a woman that's causing you to feel so tired and so burnt out or anxious all the time? And let's kind of combine this together and come up with some type of plan so that you can hit the numbers that you want to hit. We'll include that link here into this call. I hope that this episode served you. I hope that it enlightened you in a different way. It's time to take massive action, babe. Like, let's time to go, not just trying to listen and just go do something else. It's time to make something happen for yourself. I'll see you in the next episode.